Wham! Hello.
Wow.
Welcome
Hello.
to the Hat Chat Podcast, episode 119.
My goodness.
You don't need to say the episode number because they are unrelated to each other. Don't worry if you're put off by that number.
Probably good for anyone who has been following. Just so like, am I listening to the same one again?
No,
they're still
you.
talking shit.
It's me. What a banger to start off the episode. Thank you to the band Talks in Code.
Oh.
And specifically Jamie of that band for sending that track in.
Nice one.
So go check out Talks in Code if you like that vibe. The whole song will be played at the end. Cheers.
Nice.
Hope we don't get copyright
doing
struck.
plugs for people's music
maybe.
now.
What if that was the
They
ploy?
just send it in.
Were they a fan?
Yeah.
But what if that was the ploy where it's just like, we're going to send them in and then we're going to monetize all their video?
No, I mean...
No, please don't do it. Please. Talks in Code. We're talking in code right now. Please don't demonetize us.
You get 50p for it.
Yeah.
Good on
Honestly,
So,
it's only a hat check, guys. It's fine.
Before we get too deep into it, let's distinguish our voices with our names. Chris Trott is me.
That's you. Okay, you're Chris Trott. I'm Ross Hornby.
I'm Alex Smith.
And today,
Still.
as usual, we indulge in hypothetical situations and or questions submitted to us by our wonderful Patreons.
Oh, yes.
I say submitted. I put up a list. They vote on the best ones.
But they're voting. They're in the voting
They don't
pool.
come up with their own ideas.
They're the democracy.
They can do. They can send them in if
They're
you
at the
want.
ballot. Yeah, you can send them in
Ballot.
to our email, hatchat@hat-films.com, and I'd love for you to send music that way as well. Like a fingle would be lovely.
Just anything,
Just
indeed.
please
Anything you're like,
send-
I really want to hear you talk about this, this, and this.
Send it
And
on
what about this
down.
idea? That sounds pretty cool. Stuff like that is all welcome. So thank you.
Wonderful. But yeah, let's see which hypothetical won this week in the Democratic Patreon vote.
Well,
That's
number
locked
one
behind a paywall.
Yeah, number one on here. Number one on here is the entire internet's shut down for 40 days. What happens to the world in that time? It's like a think tank. I feel like I'm in a think tank.
Yeah.
And we now have to
Well, it's
assess.
hypothetical, isn't it?
Of course it is. I don't have to think either, so
What happens?
my brain will switch off.
Right.
Our job will be
I'm presuming
paused
it's
for
that
40
the
days.
internet's
Take a 40-day
closed down
holiday.
for just out of everyone's. It's not like Iran when they closed the fucking internet down. I'm guessing this is like a good internet blackout in a way. Like the internet just goes away.
It just stops.
It hasn't
working.
been done by like some authoritarian regime.
no. Okay, we don't know. But
Or if it's just like
I think panic. A lot
There
of
is
systems
panic.
would go down. A lot of
finance
integrated
systems are going to drop down.
Would go down.
A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money in 40 days. I mean, Christ, how long was Truss in power? I mean, how much damage did she cause in that period of time?
Not very long and quite a lot.
Yeah. So 40 days without financial systems being in place using the internet would be tragic. And I think people would try to get to the ATMs, but then you realize, oh shit, this is using the internet to also access that information. So I'm fucked.
I'll Google how
smash.
to... Oh, wait.
I use a crowbar I found and start smashing ATMs.
We start
Rip
smashing
out.
Trott's walls and looking for those 80s porn
Chris
mags.
Trott Gold.
Well, because obviously Chris Trott Gold, aka those porn mags you found.
I was like, this is all I'm... Yeah, everyone's worried about money. We're trying to find that sweet, sweet porno.
That's priceless.
Solid state porn is going to become incredibly valuable, isn't
Solid
it?
state.
Solid
It is
state
solid
porn.
state.
Oh my god, there'll be loads of people
Crusty.
who've got it on hard drives and stuff. Like, let's just ask our audience. But we won't be able to because there won't be any internet.
Can't ask our audience for 40 days.
Shit.
Yeah, our job
We're going to have to go around and knock on doors.
Hello. Do you want us to entertain you for the next 20 minutes?
Terribly sorry. I need some pornography. And I feel like you might have it. I know.
So this is our biggest worry, is it?
Doddery old
acquiring-
dude answers the phone. Oh,
Sorry, are you
pornography.
old enough to have owned physical porn? Because I'm
Old enough.
pretty erect, and this is not going away.
Computers still work though.
Huh?
Hard drives still work.
Yeah,
you
but
need to find the most kind of like tech
What's the
savvy
point of
when
person.
was the last time you saved porn? I mean, you're probably never going to tell me the actual answer to this, but I don't think I haven't saved porn since I was like a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about when.
Like,
Well, because obviously back then you had to wait like
LimeWire
just for
or
one
something.
image. You'd have to wait for like the lines to load. Like it would say, it would like go in
I like the
slow
tease.
bars, and it's like, what is that?
It's like
You
listening.
liked the tease of
Yeah.
it. Oh, what's going to
It's
come
like paying attention to the
shit,
story at
next.
the start instead of skipping.
up? Oh, okay.
it's a forced linear narrative.
I can wait.
Nowadays, I just
It's
skip
worth-
through. I just scrub through the timeline. Had to wait back then. Got the whole form of it. The artist really came through.
Yeah, you really build on the character work here.
I told you I sold DVDs.
You've
That's cool.
sold DVDs.
That's cool.
Porn
Yeah.
DVDs. Fuck me.
I told you that. I had like,
I don't think you've told me.
I had like 5 of them, and my mates were just like, "Oh, I haven't got one." And obviously, you couldn't. The internet was shit. You
Yeah.
couldn't really load videos.
But you had a
And they
DVD
were like-
rewriter.
I was like, "If you want it, you can have this for a £5." I was like, "All right."
You sold it. Why wouldn't you just give it away? Because of the cost of the disc.
It was just literally just like a gesture of just
To be
bit of
honest,
money.
discs were like £3-4 a disc.
yeah.
back then,
I
weren't
was just
they?
like, I had a pack, and I was like, "Oh, if you want it, there you go."
Mm.
So I was a distributor of pornography.
Of illegal pornography.
Well, I don't think it was illegal. Illegal in terms
Well, as
of
in,
I didn't
like,
buy
it's
it.
illegal
yeah.
to redistribute. It literally is what the thing they put the thing
Yeah.
at the start for.
Did you
because
cut that bit
people-
out, or
Yeah, it was all very kind
Yeah,
of
you cut it
pedestrian
out.
stuff.
Did you edit
guys.
it? Did you custom
Oh,
edit?
I cut I deep faked my face into it
at that
just so they'd have an extra surprise.
secondary school?
I was on all the women's faces.
Oh my god!
I looked like an Aphex Twin
They
album
used like
cover.
Movie Maker to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I used Movie Mix. It was frame by frame,
Yeah.
and it was literally just a
Shit.
static image of my head bobbing around.
Yeah.
Try and get off to this, buddy, but they all did. Teenagers,
And they
honestly.
came back for more.
You'd
And
be
then
surprised
a couple
at
of them
the
formed-
resilience of a
A
teenager.
couple of them formed like relations to you. They're like, honestly, man, do you mind if you just stand there whilst I
Yeah.
wank? Because I've just
I
conditioned
got
myself.
this really weird feeling every time I see you. It's
I'm-
like, oh, all right, that's strange.
Condition myself to only orgasm when I
Can
see
you
your
smile
face.
like toothy grin?
But I sold it, but what are the people who bought it? They spent money on that because they knew their internet was dog shit, and it's just like, oh, I can either wait ages or like have to use the family computer.
Also,
or,
that's pretty untraceable. Like you say, when you only have a
Traceable.
family computer.
yeah, sure.
Unless
you-
you leave a did you
Usually
leave
leave-
a signature on there?
Oh, there was, yeah.
Like presented
Yeah,
by Hornby Studios.
There were intros, there were sound effects.
Even recorded.
and his face.
Recorded a version of the lion, the roaring lion, but it's just like a Labrador barking. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
But look, it's not that CD. It was very
Yeah.
boring pornography and
Was it?
form of
Pedestrian.
today.
Was it
Well,
old?
it's 2004.
Is that considered
Think of the
vintage?
quality of pornography back then.
Yeah, there was some stuff out there.
360p,
Yeah, but it's like hand
144p. We're talking about like 144p quality.
This is like early
it's
digital.
low.
It's like not high quality. It's just like.
You must have been barely using that disc at all with 144p.
But I was just excited to use DVD. I was like
A DVD.
making DVD like rewritables, whatever.
You got the rush. You got the
'Cause
criminal rush.
I started making like just jackass style silly videos with my mates, and then I was like, oh, I can make a porn DVD. So,
The
Wait a
next
minute.
logical step.
Did you ever watch it at a party?
yeah,
Yeah, I can imagine you. I can imagine doing that
but
myself.
you say
to be
it
honest
because
with you.
you've done it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Some fuckers loaded
Yeah.
up on. It wasn't mine. Some
Yeah.
guys loaded up porn at the party. It's like, why you do that? And then everyone's just like, going, this is
I think
weird. Why did you
yeah.
take?
Or
Yeah.
sticking on Babe Station at midnight.
Yeah, and then just
I
being
know
like
exactly where I was,
really
actually.
judgmental about their
Yeah.
terrible boob jobs. Yeah.
You know exactly
I
where
don't
you were.
think you were there.
No, I was pretty off wank.
But there was like 10.
I don't think anyone was like wanking though. It was very much
Yeah.
more of a kind of an
Excitement.
oogling and
Yeah,
oh look,
yeah, yeah.
it's porn
It
on
was-
telly.
It was really awkward.
Straight up her ass.
It was
Bloody hell. Right.
What do you mean you remember where you were?
I remember the person's house we were in.
Right. Doing what?
As someone was
It's
like,
just one
I'm
of
going
those-
to put on some porn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So his parties
So
have,
this
like,
happened far more
16
than
or whatever,
once to
and
me.
It's just like
Oh, okay. I just remember the one time.
And terrorism videos.
terrorism. Yeah. What? Yeah. This thing like people's
Did you sell
traumatized
those
today.
DVDs?
When we were like 16, that was like 15, 16 was about the time like the war in Afghanistan was going on and shit like that, right?
But, yeah, the
And, like,
beheading videos are rough.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like.
I've
that.
never
I
seen
saw
any
them.
of those.
And it's like-
No, I'm
really
happy I
thankful.
haven't either.
Oh.
I mean, I've seen a little.
You can tell Ross has seen them.
Horrible.
He's seen some shit.
regret ever looking. It was horrible.
Like the
Changes
gifs
you.
on Reddit now of
The
like,
gifts on Reddit of like war are tame in comparison. That was
that's
quite
what I mean.
graphic.
Those upset me,
Yeah.
and to be desensitized to that would be, you're pretty much halfway there to enlisting.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to get involved. If anything,
he'd be good at
I'm
it.
more going the other way because that
Yeah.
rough,
It puts
yeah.
you off.
it was the pig one that you showed me that was rough.
Oh, I seen the pig one.
I won't even talk about anymore.
That's
about
awful.
Them, but it involved
Chainsawing a pig's
chainsaw,
head
yeah.
off. Yeah. No, I mean, I haven't seen any of the beheading videos of people.
Yeah, they use a chainsaw.
Do they?
Let's not go into it.
No.
No, let's
Yeah,
not.
no, it's gross. I mean, more than gross.
That's
it's
horrible
it's
stuff.
traumatic.
Early internet was horrifying too.
Yeah.
We're a messed up generation as a
But
result.
we don't have that for 40 days. That was where we were.
Okay, right, yeah.
So we're
But you've got
knocking
all
door
that.
to door.
Have you still got any DVDs?
No.
Ah. Well, fucked.
And I don't even. Well, do I even have a disc drive in any of my current devices other than like I guess the PS5?
I wonder.
Like,
That's a good
I've
point.
just realised, like, my laptop doesn't have a disk drive anymore. My PC doesn't have one. I'd have to literally buy an external disk drive to read.
And you couldn't get it on
DVDs.
Amazon. You'd have to go to a store.
And you couldn't get on. Yeah, you'd have to go outside and go to Curry's.
Curry's would be booming.
And they'd be like, well, actually, our cache tills aren't working, so we can't serve you. Sorry. And I'd be like, oh, fuck. And they'd be like, oh, no, actually, our security system's actually linked to the internet, so we can't even open the building. I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah, we
What can I do in this
changed the
age of
app.
the internet? Why is this not basically like water or other things, and we pay for it still when it's just something we all need?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's going to be like a... remember like early COVID when like the streets were empty and everyone was locked down and you walked out and it's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is quite refreshing
Our
and
kids
nice.
making
Like,
dirt angels.
yeah. This is what life is like when there's no cars and stuff. Wow.
And a lot of people weren't outside at the same time. Like if you go out on like,
That's what I mean, yeah.
that's the
everyone was
thing, like,
scared to go outside.
I think that no, absolutely. I
remember
loved it
driving
when
to
the
the
roads were
office,
so
like,
clear.
Quite soon after, and it was just... I filmed it. I film everything for some reason, and it was just empty roads. And I was like, "This is really unique in the middle of Bristol." So I set up a little GoPro and just filmed driving up to the office to get some bits.
You should submit that to reddit.com/r/Bristol.
I love r/Bristol now.
It's really boring footage. It's just an empty road.
Yeah, but they love it.
They mainly complain about buses. So
I know, yeah.
anything fresh.
Rightly so.
No buses on this footage.
Yeah.
Like,
Buses
shit,
are
no
a
way.
nightmare here.
I hate first grade.
First bus is fucked. The
Yeah.
bus
First
service.
First buses, yeah, first, not first.
God damn it.
They get really angry about first bus. I mean, for probably good reason, but as a guy that doesn't use them, I don't care. Right. So the internet would fuck us up. Fuck us over.
I think it would cause a lot of issues. 40 days is a long time.
Do you think 40 days is enough time to
But I
like...
think that they would like how much it's cash, which would be the issue in terms of paying for things. Like obviously, I'm sure a lot of companies are like, well, we can't actually charge you right now, so don't worry about it for now. I think it would be an issue of we'll carry that payment over until the problem's solved, right?
Would
40
things
days
like-
isn't that long in respect to most bills and stuff.
With things like Starling Bank and things like that are predominantly app-based,
Yeah.
would they still work?
Well,
Guess not.
you'd have trouble accessing them. You could call them potentially.
Because you can have the physical card.
There'd potentially be a run on the banks. People would be trying to go to ATMs, trying to get cash out. I mean, I guess
I think
I don't know what systems all these companies run on there, because like I'd imagine they're like Sainsbury's or supermarkets and stuff will be running on online basis.
they're
They
very
probably can
robust.
access their cash.
Don't tell me
Cheers.
Scan As You Shop's going down.
Not scan as you sharp.
What is the point in scanners? You shop?
Oh, it's great.
Saves you time.
It's great.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't have to queue in the big long queue because
Yeah.
I've scanned everything already, and I just go, all right, pay that much, nice, done.
Yeah.
You just go, you get your phone, dip, put it in
That's
a bag.
great.
It's all bagged because you just put your bags in your trolley.
Yeah. it's-
Right.
It's
You
simple.
skip the
Depends
horrendous
if you
queues.
if you order it anyway, then it's
Which
not
only exists
affects you.
because of how few people are working the tills now.
And everyone goes to self-service.
Yeah.
It's just changing habits, I suppose. But yeah, okay, maybe I should
It's
try
useful.
that. I
It's
just
just
never really
like-
understood like why.
It
What
means you don't
was
have to
the
speak
point.
to someone.
Right. Okay. But then I just do self-scan anyway.
It's just
Like at the end.
Yeah, but there's often
Yeah,
a
but
big
if you-
queue for that.
Oh,
if you're
see.
buying like a
Also-
full week's worth, like
Yeah.
you want to just be able
You
to
can't
just
go
put it all in
self-service,
bags. You don't have to go at the end and go do it all again, where you have to then get somebody else who's touching every single item, and
Yeah.
it's just easier to just have it done. And then
Sometimes you do get vetted.
saves me time.
Because obviously you could like not scan that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they scan like 10 items or something.
And the first time you do it, you have to like
Yeah.
get checked to make sure
But I
everything's in
imagine-
order.
people steal a lot because it doesn't seem like it's the same with like the self-service.
It's not a robust system.
Because like I don't
Yeah.
know like how often they actually like really rummage through your bags.
No, it's not like those Amazon shops where everything's weighed and stuff, and they got cameras and shit
Yeah.
tracking you.
How many of those are there?
Not
What
very
happens if
many.
you get rescanned then? You have to go through all of your shit again.
They just
No,
go
no,
through your stuff.
They literally just grab several items and go, yeah, that's on the till, yeah, that's on the
Yeah.
thing. And if I guess it's just like an average space thing where
They choose
But that doesn't happen
They
all the
choose
time.
another high-ticket items. You're like, I've bought 8 bottles of spirits.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
oh, it says
You
6
just
on it.
got bananas on it.
yeah, man. I mean, you could play the odds, couldn't you? You could buy like 10 bottles of whiskey.
I'm sure people do.
And if 9 of them were bought, then you know
It's
you get a
associated
free
with
bottle
your
of
club
whiskey.
card though, and my club card points will go.
Would they? Well, they take away your club card points as some sort of penalty for attempting to try and steal
I
a bottle of
assume they'd
whiskey.
shut down your account,
Oh, but
right?
then you just blame. Oh, must have missed one. I bought 10. You know, I'm quite alcoholic. I'm addled. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go in.
I think
and start.
if you're a repeat offender, I'm sure it's there. Or it's more of a case of, yeah, you can't use this service and we're going to have to just go to the tills. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Stress night
Thief!
to speak past.
Or they get all the staff members to gather around in a corner and just, Steve,
Pile on,
thief,
shame
thief,
you out the
thief,
building.
thief.
thief.
I'm never going back to that Sainsbury's.
I would be traumatized for life.
I just own all the uniforms for each individual supermarket and just go
join in
with like one of those bread trolleys and just
act like you belong, bitches.
Just take a whole
With the
trolley
tags,
out.
all the
I take my
clothes.
own yellow label machine. I'm just reducing stuff, taking it out.
He's walking out with them. No, he's putting them in the storage or something. Oh,
To
okay.
be fair, like this, yeah.
It's an elaborate life I lead, but I've never paid for
Yeah.
groceries.
And also,
so-
I'm sure that like the staff aren't. It depends on how big the store is, but I'm pretty sure they'd be like, I don't think I've ever seen that guy work here before.
Yeah.
Wearing our uniform though. Is he from a different store? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
Ask the
visiting.
manager.
I'm
Manager doesn't know
visiting.
him.
I'm visiting. I say
I'm visiting.
exchange program.
It's a test.
No hablo English.
Would you pretend to stack some shelves first to get in there? Or
Yeah,
would
you got to do a little bit of stacking.
Yeah.
You've got to do a little bit. You've got to go in,
You gotta
check
build
some
up to it.
dates, and tut a little
Yeah.
bit when you realise one. What's going on?
Would you turn up at the midnight shift though? That's probably the best time.
Mm.
Less kind of like.
I think midnight shift people would
conspicuous.
know each other though,
Yeah.
because there's less.
It's too quiet. You want it
Yeah,
busy.
yeah.
You want it busy.
You
And
want,
whenever
like,
anyone comes to
peak
friend
Saturday.
you start helping another real customer.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how, like, so when it looks
Yeah.
like someone's going to go,
I
wait a
help
minute,
you?
are you? And then I just, oh,
They
can I
look
help you with
confused. The
that?
customer's just like, sorry, I didn't ask you.
Yes, milk. Yeah, it's on aisle 65. And also, you've got to memorize every aisle. That way, when they try and do you with the knowledge, they
Hell
hear a
yeah.
guy going, yeah, brown bread, right hand side,
I
aisle
didn't even know that
13.
aisle. Wow.
They're like, wow,
They
this
must work
guy knows this aisle.
Yeah, that was a regional manager in disguise.
And I
Well,
only
I think go in as a regional manager. Then none of the staff will recognise you. You'll be like, well, no, I'm from the Bristol County.
that can work, but there's only so many regional managers. I like to stay invisible at the grunt level. You know, like
With zero knowledge of how their like back room is set up. They might have
Yeah.
pictures of their regional managers because I remember
Exactly.
Curry's had that.
I want trainee. I'm trainee, and that way I only ever have to buy one badge, and it always says trainee. So I go in.
I just realised like the supermarket system kind
Yeah.
of follows like ancient medieval hierarchies.
All
So you-
hierarchies kind of follow the same form of
Yeah.
hierarchy. Yeah.
But I just
You
kinda-
just realise that management is smaller than all the ones at the bottom.
But like you have like the regional, which is like the
Yeah. Like the
uh,
Duke.
yeah, the
feudal.
duchies.
Yeah, yeah.
They should probably name them those instead.
You
I
think
reckon.
so?
I think that you
I
have
think
like the
typically
workers.
that was causing division.
Probably does, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Workers are now peasants,
Yeah.
and then you have like the local
Barons.
barons.
Mhm.
So there'll be instead of so the managers are barons, and then you have the duchies, which are the
Yep.
regional managers.
Which are the Dukes.
Then you have the king, who's the CEO
Yep.
or queen, of course.
Well, you could just do what some of the managers at Curry's did and just get a job there and then steal from the company
Nice.
with buybacks,
Nice.
but buying back to their own cards. How fucking dodgy is that?
That's pretty dodge.
Pretty dodgy.
Christ.
So what were they
That's-
doing? They were selling stuff to Curry's. What's a
They were like
buyback?
doing returns.
Oh yeah.
And then they're returning the value back to. It was a bit complex, but like yeah, because they were managers, they had access to like all the system was on Windows XP for like 20 years.
So they were,
And it was just
they
like
were
also really
selling
shit, so-
stuff
yeah.
and then returning it and then putting it back onto their own account.
Yeah,
Ah.
stuff like that, and it's pretty dodgy.
But they-
So how do you? Oh, so you can
How do they
return
think
it
people-
back to a different card.
I think so, yeah.
Fuck.
Because they had they can bypass it.
Right.
Same as they can apply any discount to things if they wanted to.
Wow.
So dodgy fuckers, really. So if you're in a Curry's, keep an eye out.
That
It might be
would've worked.
shifty.
Without the internet as well. So
That would have needed the internet. Well, yeah.
no, I think that.
Well, this was all
Yeah.
connected to the internet back.
Oh,
in,
yeah, it was.
back when I was working there.
Everything would be fucked for 40 days.
In the 2000.
It'd be like the Purge.
And 8s.
I think it would be like the Purge.
It would be like the Purge. People would kill each other. There would be death, furious death. But then there would also be a kind of a peaceful element where people are like, "Oh, nice! I can just kind of read a book,
So
watch television because television still works."
talking about the feudal system, there's some people making some pretty funny, like Crusader King style jokes. It's
Yeah.
like
That's
de
where the
jure
knowledge-
claim. Like it's like the regional manager has a de jure claim.
Oh no.
And then somebody said, really sucked when the local little manager claimed prima nocta on my wife, which is like first night.
I think they should have very similar laws,
Yeah.
like Tesco's and Sainsbury's
Mm-hmm.
should follow medieval law.
I mean, that's the way it's going. So you
Is
might
it?
like the future. Either that or no jobs.
Yeah.
Because they're all machines. They're all self-scan machines because you fuckers don't want to interact with anyone.
Yeah.
Hey. Occasionally they check my bags.
Someone needs to stock the shelves. To
Oh,
be
God.
fair,
Oh,
that's-
God, he's-
It's one step away from like just ordering it online.
Yeah.
I still prefer to go to the shop.
I haven't really got into online grocery shopping.
No.
Like,
I know. I feel like I should have done because it's like
I've
it is
done some
convenient.
click and collects, but
Mm.
again,
I prefer going there.
yeah, I like
Getting-
browsing.
and knowing that they're not giving me like something that's going to go out of date.
expiring
like a day.
soon.
It's like,
yeah.
oh, it's the expiry date of tomorrow. I've
Yeah.
got to eat this now.
I just like finding really bizarre and fancy ingredients
But I'm also an impulse buyer. I will see those deals and be like, fuck it.
Lot of
Let's get a
biscuits?
couple of those. Maybe
I'm always tempted to buy
Not
biscuits.
as many biscuits, but it will be the occasional chocky.
A little chocolate.
They like to fucking advertise that, which is obviously...
more to share.
They tried to crack down. More to share, the
Sharing
bigger
those.
bag. Why would I get those little bags? That's silly.
They know.
More to share with me?
More for me.
More to share. Right now, I'm hungry. Gosh, yes. No, I'm quite the impulse buyer. It's not good.
Well, I'm glad we covered supermarkets.
Yeah.
We did. That wasn't
Grocery
even really...
shopping.
That was just
Yeah.
us worrying about the internet, and I guess
Well, let's
food is
circle
the
back
first
round to supermarkets for a bit longer.
Yeah, go on.
background, yeah.
Which is your least favourite supermarket?
It depends. 'Cause
hard
I've
to
not really been.
tell.
I don't think I've been to all of them. My go-to is Sainsbury's, as I have mentioned, only because it was convenient, and I'm kind of just I know where
Sainsbury's
everything
and
is there
Tesco's
now.
are kind of like the same to me.
Yeah, they're fine.
Tesco, yes, fine. I'm not fussed about any of them. Like if Asda's nearby, I'll go
Someone
to it.
took
But I
a
don't.
shit in M&S the other day, and it
Like
just
it took an actual shit.
that lowered my.
Sorry, what?
Do you mean they like farted?
You know,
In the toilet?
the place we usually go to.
Yeah.
Not.
Someone had shit themselves, and it was just in the entire place. So I was going around trying to get like a meal deal or like some lunch,
Was it making you hungry?
and I was like, "Am I gonna have to like wash my hands before I touch?" Like the denseness of it was. So yeah,
Yeah, that's when you know you've shit yourself. That was when I knew. When
Yeah.
when I years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago, when I was sat on the floor in this very office, and
you shit yourself
I
at
accidentally
work.
shit myself, and
And you say it like you're wearing a Medal of Honor of it.
I'm not- I need to
Badge
be
of
on-
honor. I shat myself once at the office.
and I was like, the smell is like much more present and constant when there's fuel in
Yeah.
the, rather than just
Oh yeah,
air.
I
Yeah.
don't like Asda that much. Although their sushi counters that they've been introducing are pretty good. I just don't like the Asdas that in Bristol.
I just find it's always really messy.
Yeah.
That sounds, I know it's not. It's no. I don't mean some. And also, I
not
found
treated
there was
very nicely.
weird little kind of bugs and stuff all over my broccoli, and I was like, oh, is it just because of? It's obviously not just because of Asda,
You make
but
parallels,
like
don't you? Yeah.
you kind of like because you associate something with it, you're like, oh, I'm not going to get broccoli from there again.
Well, also,
Even though you just obviously you should wash it anyway. That's probably a sign that there's no pesticides. It's probably a good thing. But
True.
also as
it
the,
put me off
you
because
always
I
think
was
like,
about to eat that broccoli. It's a little bug.
Asda, one of their main objectives is to make their food as cheap as possible, right? And so, like for me, sushi from Asda, I would struggle to believe that they're paying top quality for the fish, because fish is often done in a way that like you pay more for the quality of the fish, how fresh it is, the
It's
size.
not
of it.
cheap, to be fair. The sushi
not.
counter.
I think
They
they're
make them
separate.
fresh
They're kind of
there
like
as well.
separate companies as well.
They've basically rented
just-
out like a section
yeah.
of Asda
It's
to
just like they know that that's
this
going to be
company.
footfall constantly through there,
Yeah.
so they have like a stall basically.
Okay, well maybe
But it might be different. I don't know.
it's good.
But
like
it's the same as Cinnabon is like on the
Yeah.
other side as well. So and at McDonald's. But yeah.
lol.
But yeah, no. I haven't been to Aldi much, but I like a few things from Aldi from
Aldi
time to
and
time. It's
Lidl
just it's not
aren't
close to
bad.
me, so I just don't. Go
I
to
have
it.
nothing against Aldi or Lidl, but whenever I go, it always feels incredibly cramped and incredibly like busy and like there's usually a queue outside. There's a new one where H&M was opposite Tesco and Broadmead.
Oh,
There's a
right.
Lidl there, and there's always a queue outside.
Oh shit!
And you go in, and it's really fucking busy and cramped. And like I'm like crawling around like stacked yogurt trays, and like people are like trying to get past me, and
Like army crawling.
yeah, I'm there on elbows and knees, just.
Shoving. Got to get a few
Hey,
things.
They never noticed the aisles down here.
Look, it only took the Ghost Recon Assault course to tell me that I'm not made for crawling. Okay, I was so shamed during that
horrible.
assault course. It's like,
Underneath the netting and stuff.
yeah.
Oh, fuck
Oh
this.
my god, this is
stupid.
hard.
I
And,
don't need to do this.
and then it's like, no, you got to do the monkey bars, and I'm like, I don't have any upper body strength.
I
it
might do
turns out.
one.
Yeah,
The first one.
yeah.
Oh, I got to get
that
off
did
now.
suck actually.
That was a hard one, but you were like
Yeah.
really fit at that point.
At that point.
Yeah, you were doing
Yeah.
the
But then I
gym
had to
stuff.
go with one of the guys because you two went against each other.
Yeah.
I was against like
Oh, the
one of the guys that runs
Yeah.
it.
one of the
yeah.
trainers. But no,
So I
you
was
did well. You
fucking
put in a
knackered.
good time. There was like only a couple of other people, because obviously it was full of nerds that were in good physical shape. So, but you guys were setting a good standard.
thoughts on Morrison's. People have mentioned Morrison's.
It's fine.
I don't really shop there.
Not.
anymore.
No,
I've been there
there's
once
not
or
one nearby.
twice. That's
There's
the thing.
not really one.
For me,
around.
Morrison's, Tesco, Sainsbury's are all about the same. Like if I see
Yeah.
one, I need something, I'll go in it.
Yeah.
Like I've got nothing wrong with them. But I do like M&S and Waitrose. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't do a full shop at M&S and Waitrose. It's just too. It's just like
I'll just
I don't notice the
indulge
quality enough.
now and again.
for
Yeah.
everything, but
The only time I'd ever go there is when I've finished a gym session and it's right next to me. I'm like,
sure.
I've just done a gym session, so I'm gonna have a little fancy lunch.
Yeah, there's some good stuff there, but it's just like if I did a full shop, you'd notice the price difference is fucking silly, and it's just like I'm just a bit of a frugal motherfucker.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just feel like I know when I'm wasting money. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like
fair.
it. But yeah,
but it's all gonna shut down.
and that's all gone. The
I smarted
internet's
it back.
shut. Everything is shut
It's not
down,
hypothetical.
and the internet's fucked us. Right. So
The
40 days.
Internet.
Hopefully you got some supplies.
But let's go back round to supermarkets for a
Find
minute.
a market.
Yeah,
Let's find
yeah, yeah.
some
Let's go back
non-supermarkets.
round.
Let's make sure we cover all
Let's
bases.
go. What
regular
about co-op?
markets.
We'd have mentioned co-op. I like co-op's products.
Co-op's all right.
Co-op's
Yeah.
alright.
I don't have a co-op nearby.
It's not
so-
nearby, so I just don't go to it. But
They're not big enough either.
there's no. I don't think there's any shop where other than like maybe like a rundown corner shop that looks pretty shitty that I'm
Yeah.
not going to go in and be like, there's probably going to be something I want in there, or something
Yeah.
that's like nice, or a branded product. It's like, oh, I have some of these.
Mm.
But oh fuck, that is a warm
Are you sure you haven't shaken yourself?
old roast dinner smell.
That is
It's like,
really disgusting.
There's some.
Oh my god.
I
green
really like
veg fart.
M&S's own brand stuff. M&S chocolate digestives are better than regular chocolate.
I like M&S's confectionery stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're wait,
They're
is it M&S
coins,
that
they're
do
giant
the
buttons.
large buttons?
Yeah.
They're really nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
their chocolate's good. I like their crisp selection as well. Yeah, nice kind of party foods place. I reckon.
Tesco's
But again,
finest
more
crisps are really
expensive.
nice. You ever had those?
Yeah, Tesco Finest is all
We've
good.
been through the rankings of crisps. I brought
We
the
have,
truffle
yeah.
ones.
They were good.
They were
I
very
do love a
nice.
truffle.
Anyway,
That was
let's
supermarkets.
before we
We
get
don't-
off, let's cycle back round to supermarkets.
Supermarket.
Back around to the supermarkets as
Not
well.
quite finished.
So what is the next?
Why don't we just think of
hypothetical?
what celebrity we think would shop where?
Yeah, so
where do you think-
Mums go to Iceland.
Mums go
so
to
we
Iceland?
haven't thought
I
about.
sometimes go to Iceland. There's
So-
an Iceland not too far away, which
Yeah.
I used to go to, which is fine for getting bits and pieces.
Yeah,
It's mostly branded products in there. This is the thing. And obviously, I like if you just want to fill your freezer.
Yeah.
I don't
No
go
qualms in
to Iceland, but like when I do go in there, I am like
Yeah.
amazed at what they've got. You know, like as in like you look in the freezer and you're like, wow, like a
Yeah.
whole chocolate ghetto, and I'm like, I do want
It's good for Christmas, I reckon.
Yeah,
'Cause there's a
yeah.
lot of stuff where it's just like finger
Yes,
foods. So you can just
yeah.
cheese, chicken, vol au vents.
They've got some
Aldi and
lasagnas in there
Lidl
which
are
are
great
fucking
for
really good.
Christmas.
But they're like branded,
Yeah, yeah.
but they're really
You
good.
like them.
Hmm.
They might have horse meat in them. Is that? would
I
you
kind
care?
of, if anything, I'm
You
rolling
like
the dice
horse
hoping
meat.
that
You're
it is
like,
horse meat.
I'm in. I'm
Yeah.
in for hope.
nice and
Yeah.
rich
Yeah.
at the time.
I hope this
yeah.
one was a racehorse. I say to
Tasted
myself
great.
before
You say
eating.
as you.
Hungrily wolf it down. Yummy. Oh yes, got it.
Ooh, sugar.
Oh, Italian foods.
Red rum.
Sauces.
Just shouting the names of horses, hoping that it's horse meat. Fucking bonkers.
Oh, I feel faster.
Warhorse. The Warhorse. What's that one called?
What's the one that had Harry Potter in it?
Oh, wait, did that have a horse?
Yeah,
There was
he
a three-headed horse.
wasn't he in-
there-
A war horse. Sorry, I'm thinking about the one
Warhorse.
where there's the wooden horse on the stage.
Oh, no,
that
no.
was War Horse as
That's
well.
War Horse,
and then
yeah.
there was a film adaptation of it.
Yes.
But that was just
Black
called
Beauty.
Warhorse.
Black Beauty. The guy from
I feel like
Peaky
we're
Blinders
steering
is horse.
Too far away from
supermarkets. Yeah. We
We're
are
moving too far away.
We're
This
going
today.
round.
What's
We
our
are
next
focusing.
hypothetical, Ross?
Next hypothetical is it doesn't seem like it's to do with supermarkets, but maybe it is. Would you be willing to participate in a scientific experiment where they would hold you underwater until you drown, revive you, and then they'd give you $1 million?
This is the plot of the OA.
How's
Is it?
Yeah. So the OA,
They do this for $1 million.
they're not doing it for $1 million. They're held captive by the guy
Held
that plays
captive,
the
right.
general in The Death
Right.
of Stalin. You know that
Okay.
British guy.
Yeah.
He holds spoilers for the OA, but honestly, it was so nearly a great show, and it's fucking awful now. Like I really liked that show. I thought it was really cool, really intriguing. It's about near-death experiences, and the thing that is done is they're drowned in a tank and then they're woken up again, or they're revived.
What was that other one? There
And
was
they-
another one. Flatliners as well.
Yep, Flatliners, the same sort of thing.
For $1 million, no. I mean,
It's
I
a
actually
good
watched,
chance you
I actually
might
watched
die.
a video of Christopher Hitchens trying
Waterboarding.
waterboarding. Did you see that as well?
Yeah.
It's an interesting clip because obviously he was very much like, well, it's only simulated drowning. It's probably not real and stuff. And so
Yeah.
he said, and someone said, well, we can do it for you if you want, and you can try it out. And obviously, I think the term simulated drowning softens it
It does.
because you are breathing in water and you're suffocating with a wet blanket on your face.
Yeah.
Like that, it's very much not a fun experience. And he was like, yeah, within seconds, I would probably just tell him my whole family.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, realistically, torture doesn't work. You'll just tell them whatever you want, and anyway. But that reminds me of this because it's like, well, yeah, I think I wouldn't want to be drowned at all.
You got a DVD of this
for $1 million? What, of the drowning?
The waterboarding, yeah, for a thing.
I think it was actually on Twitter. I saw it.
Oh, internet's gone down. Sorry, can't.
I need
DVD.
Of course,
was an old
right?
man,
No, I haven't got
wasn't
the
it?
DVD. Sorry,
Or Hitchens.
I can only describe.
Yeah,
it.
I mean, it's horrible. It is horrible. Causing anyone to suffer is it's not fun.
But fair play to him for actually trying it out and being like, well, yeah, let's see how bad this simulation is.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I hate this. Let's go. I don't want it. No, because I think they put like weights in his hand and he had to drop them as soon as he felt like pressured. But he doesn't even remember letting go. He was just so panicked.
Instinct kicks in.
Yeah.
What if your instinct is to grip things?
Then you're fucked. You are
yeah.
staying under there until they pretty much say, he's still taking it. What the hell? Oh my god, pour more water on him. He's got to say no at
What
some
a
point.
hero.
Oh, he's dead.
What's it called? The fencing pose, the fencing reaction. You know when you get knocked unconscious and your hands come up like this. Yeah, it's called
Oh,
the
I've seen
fencing
that.
response.
That's
Serious
fucking
damage.
When you see that, it's fucking horrifying. When anyone like twitches or whatever,
It's
when
like a
they knock,
total
it's like,
reset of your brain, isn't it?
why would you do that to someone? That's fucking rough.
Factory reset. It's like holding down the power button.
Ugh. So no, I think that the simple answer is no. I mean, $1 million
for $1
would
million?
be nice.
You
I'd love $1
guaranteed to be
million, but I don't.
revived. Like
But the
it's-
fact is, there's such a risk. You're literally saying, well, there's a really high chance I could just die.
what if they showed
And
you?
I don't think I'm not in a situation where I feel like $1 million. $1 million is a lot of money. I'd love to have it, but
not worth risk of dying.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
well, what if they showed you
Oh,
like
here we go.
every single? We've done 10,000 people so far.
And there was,
Yeah, but you could be 10,001. I need a bigger pool than that. I need a bigger pool. Than
100,000 people
Oh, okay.
You used to live here.
have been here.
Yeah.
99,999 lived.
Yeah, maybe
Right,
then.
wow.
Maybe. Yeah, I'd look at the odds because like my main.
The one that died was yesterday,
So you have to drown and you have to experience the pain of
and you're
drowning.
in the same tank.
So do you experience the pain of drowning?
Yeah, you go through the whole thing.
Nah, the trauma of dying would be horrible. No, why only $1 million? Fuck off. That's gonna be worth nothing in 5
Is
years.
there not like other ramifications after like breathing in water? Like does
Yeah.
it not, like
The scientists will fix your
I
body.
believe they call it. Is it pleurisy, where you have the scarring of the lungs?
Yeah.
So,
They'll
like,
swap them out.
well, can you not get like
I mean, if they're
from-
like medical masters, it sounds like there's zero risk. Then yes, I would do them for a zero risk procedure.
Yeah. In fact, you'll die,
Yeah.
but you'll wake up in a fresh,
But
younger
can they
body.
heal the trauma of
This is very different.
experiencing?
It's a very different hypothetical, and it's
Like-
appealing to me every time.
like,
I'm trying to make you do it.
would they be able to heal the trauma of like the experience of drowning?
You'll think drowning is quite a sexy experience.
That was hot. I want to do that again. I want to do that every week.
You like that.
I like
You woke
this.
up with a massive erection.
Ooh. Oh,
More
I can't
so.
wait to drown again next week. It's like therapy.
You've got a kink for it now.
Uh-oh. Now
that's-
I'm paying $1 million.
Yeah. What's the scientific experiment that's willing to spend like that much money on that many people? Did they all get the $1 million?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's for like a
outrageous.
crazy billionaire who's into like
It's a
weird
Squid Game
science
scenario.
experiments,
Like what?
like watching people drown.
How do I get in on this?
You have to be
Become
a billionaire.
A billionaire.
You have to be an oligarch.
Well, all I got to do is drown, what is it, 1,000 times?
Yeah.
And then I'm a billionaire. 1,000 times. That sounds like a story that you'd hear in like a Greek,
I drowned
like
1,000 times.
epic. Yeah. Like Sisyphus, like pushing the stone up the hill. Yeah. Funny.
But each time it would probably increase your chances of dying.
Right.
you're getting
Well, I didn't know
Because your
about
body
this
is
cumulative
still-
effect. I didn't
Right.
know about that. That wasn't sold to
Yeah.
me. Now
If
I'm
it was
coming
just-
at you with my millions of pounds funneled into a legal fund. And guess what?
Billionaire killed you.
I get
Yeah.
to drown you.
But what if you had to try experimental, realistic VR, like the Asana Band scenario, but you get
So you
get killed
feel-
in multiple different ways, but
Okay.
in a virtual
Ooh.
environment. But it's so realistic, it's like you're dying every time.
Yeah.
So psychologically, it will have an effect on you.
But physically.
But physically,
I mean,
you will survive. But it's just basically
I think you can-
it's like a video game.
You can scare
where you
yourself to
die a
death,
lot.
right? So you could die still
You
from
could be
shock.
traumatized. You get PTSD. I'm sure you could be like, but
You'd
they're
be-
very real scenarios where you will get killed. Maybe in some scenarios you'll be, I don't know, like William Wallace, where he gets his undrawn quarters at some point. Maybe you could be him.
and quartered.
They're like, oh, you get to be in Braveheart. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Do I get to put the face makeup on and kind of run around? Yeah. But then you'll get hung, drawn, and quartered,
At the
You'll
end.
have to act
At the
all of
end.
it.
and you have to act the whole thing. Yeah, if you fuck up,
It's not acting. It's actually you just
if any of
enduring
the
it.
NPCs even think that you're not who you are, He
It
was
starts with like his
pulled out.
wife's throat getting slit. It's a gruesome fucking film. Like
It
they
is.
really tried to be like
Yeah.
It was
harrowing
damning. Yeah.
for the time as well. Back in like what 90s that came out. Braveheart must be a 90s
Yeah.
film, right? Like
It's bad that he can still talk whilst he's got like instruments poking around his stomach.
yeah,
I'm glad they got like a true Scotsman
brutal.
to play,
yeah.
And they got a
Me
true
too.
Scotsman.
Yeah, they got a real Scotsman to do it.
who went on to have such a fruitful career.
Yeah,
He did have
Hey,
a fruitful career.
he's
He
in
just said
Daddy's
some,
Home too.
He said some horrendous things.
Daddy's Home too, with Mark Wahlberg. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm worried that Will Ferrell's just going to become poisoned by those personalities, but maybe he already is. Maybe my hero is a bad person.
Who's your
Ferrell.
hero?
Will Ferrell.
Oh right,
I mean, he's
I've
not my
heard.
only hero.
Yeah, I've heard
He's not my only hero.
bad things. Right, recently.
Have you?
Oh, no,
Like
what's he done?
Will Ferrell.
What about him?
Like he went to Epstein's Island and stuff.
Oh, he went to the island.
Did he?
Apparently so.
Really?
This is a rumor. I
No,
mean,
he doesn't know.
I've plucked that from someone that told me that saw it online.
Epstein's Island was just like Disneyland for rich people. Trott. I mean, we're just gonna have to get.
We didn't know. I thought we had a roller coaster there.
What were the rides?
Oh dear.
Oh, right. We won't know. We'll
Is
never
there
know.
a way we can pivot this back to supermarkets?
Well,
Yeah, well, I mean, you couldn't drown and revive someone in the middle of a supermarket unless you took them to a specific aisle, filled up maybe, I don't know, a large bucket and did it.
Yeah, the frozen aisle.
Frozen aisle. Why the frozen
textured
aisle?
like
Just-
sun.
Everything's frozen there.
Well, that's one's on the blink and it's defrosted and it's filled like a bath.
This is now a heater. They've changed all the food in it for
Yeah.
they put pastries in there instead. This is keeping the food warm. It's gone backwards. Fucked up. Why can't we have a system where we heat pastries on one side of the machine and we freeze something on the other? You know how like refrigeration causes heat? Why don't we just have a continuous loop? Ice cream on one side, pastries on the other. I've just solved it, guys. I've solved climate change. Boom. I call it the puff pastry polar.
So it's very specific
Express.
to pastry, though.
Yeah, we can't put anything else in it. You know when you go into like
That's what I mean. That's where it starts falling downhill. And
what other things need
as
to
a
be warm?
product, what other things need to be warmed?
Mm.
Keep rotisserie chickens warm.
We could hatch the chickens and put them and then grow
That's
them.
nice.
Did you see
That's
the,
nice.
Did you see the images of all the people deep frying their turkeys?
Yeah,
What? No, I didn't see
There's
that.
like a little montage today on Reddit. of-
Casualties,
of
they were
people
saying.
just dropping giant turkeys into these vats
huge
of
vats.
oil, and it all just bubbles over and just catches fire. People doing it in their oven, going, "Put it back in." It's just like there's flames coming out of that fucker. You're trying to put this in. Surely that doesn't cook the meat properly.
Why are they deep frying?
Does that ever
It
work?
doesn't, no, deep frying turkeys does work.
Okay.
It's just I think you need to
It can
keep the
go
oil
wrong.
at a specific temperature.
Yeah.
When you're just heating
But cooking
oil
on the
up
inside,
until
like,
it
is
smokes,
it
that's
is it
not.
going to cook well on the inside?
It needs to
properly?
be the right temperature.
I guess so, yeah.
Like deep frying, you need to use temperature
God.
control. Like some foods require higher temperatures than others.
Yeah.
The thickness, the
I
weight.
imagine if you put like a cold turkey in there as well, is it?
Yeah, so if there's too
If you
much
don't
like
cover it in
water,
something.
It then just
if there's,
reacts
if there was like a really icy frosting cover of frozen water on the outside of the turkey, you're probably
Explosive.
increasing your
It's
chances.
a hilarious montage, and obviously whoever's filming it knows there's a big chance it could fuck up,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Well, this could devastate our garage. Let's do it." He's tossed a
Tell
turkey.
me you wouldn't film it.
I would film it every day.
Yeah.
You know I'd film it.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh wait, you're gonna try and deep fry? Hold
film
on.
all sorts. Hang on a second.
Let me get my
just
Sony.
load the app.
This will be good.
I am filming
My
this
roof!
crazy shit. You idiot! There's too much oil in there. Think of the turkey. Think of the displacement, you fucker.
They're
No
not
one
thinking of
didn't think of displacement at
They
all.
did not think of
They're
displacement.
like, yeah, we'll fill it. Oh, the 2/3.
Right,
yeah.
the 2/3,
How big is
yeah.
the turkey though? It's going to fill the whole fucking thing. God, it's
That's the
great though.
problem.
Great montage. We didn't celebrate Thanksgiving here, but
You
Happy
enjoyed it.
Thanksgiving.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't cook a giant turkey.
What are you
They're
thankful
massive. Thankful. Oh, I'm thankful for good health and
Bristol's
that
bus
the
service.
internet's still working, and the Bristol First bus service for when it works on time, which it doesn't. And I
Bristol
don't use the buses,
First.
so
They try.
it's not something that affects me personally. But I'm sure it really annoys a lot of people.
I'm personally affected.
Well, I'm thankful that they have affected you
I've
in such
affected
a way.
you. Yeah.
60% chance of them turning up on time or at all. It's bullshit.
Are you thankful
I'm not
for
thankful for them.
specific things, no?
I'm thankful for being white.
Wow.
I mean, I really lucked out with being
What
born.
about like specific
Strange.
this year? Because like you could just say that every year.
Yeah, you could, and I'm not trying to be like a check your privilege kind of thing, but like, of the random variables that brought you into existence.
Christ.
Like, you could have been born
Yeah.
anywhere. You could have been born as anyone. And
This is what came out.
I mean, of the
Wild.
selection of possible lifestyles, it's not a bad one, I don't think.
How's my bloodline just existed
poor.
this long?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking for a review. I was like,
How's my bloodline?
How's my bloodline?
I was just saying,
How's
I don't know.
New TV series.
You got bad
How's my
eyesight.
bloodline?
Do you ever think that? Like, holy shit.
I'd like to.
All
Like
of
last all that
humanity
time. Yeah,
and
yeah.
the bloodline has created me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
I am like
want to
the-
see how far back? I'd like to know. 'Cause
Well,
I feel,
you don't
I feel
go
like
that
it's just
far.
it's a very hard concept to really grasp, like the
Well-
amount of people and how far back.
It's
When
not
was
that
the
far back
first?
until like basically everyone is related to each other.
Yeah.
Really not that far at
Yeah.
all.
I think we need to go back that way, to be honest with you.
We should start mixing.
No.
Wasn't there a stat
no, no.
Purifying.
saying that like
Purify.
throughout all history, like there's like a large percentage of people married their cousins?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's still common in other cultures. Like, there are lots of arranged marriages within families.
Oh,
and
so,
so on.
right. So it's just a case.
I'm
of just,
arranged.
well, you're arranged. What do you mean you're arranged?
I'm ready.
You are ready for what? Marriage?
Yeah.
To who? Your cousin?
I don't know yet.
I'll marry
It's
you.
a blind
Do you
date.
want to marry?
No, I'm arranged.
He's arranged.
Oh, it's been arranged, right.
yeah, blood relative.
Could be you. It's a
Made
blind.
sure.
Close?
Yeah, very close.
How long do you think it was before they realised that blood relatives cause issues down the line? It must have been a while before they were like, hang on a second, this isn't working.
I reckon it's
something's
probably
wrong here. What?
I'm not sure.
a lot
Who's
of
your
it.
father?
The history of incest
Who's your mother?
with Ross Hornby.
Your
Hold
father
on.
and your mother? Wait a second. This is why you're the way you are. But you don't understand. You're looking at the wall. You're running into the wall over there.
Look at me with one of your
smacking yourself
eyes.
on the head. You clearly don't know what's going on around you. It's your parents' fault.
I know you've got eyes in the back
We
of your
must
head.
warn
Turn
others.
around.
Show me the space between your toes.
But
They're
that's-
webbed
I've not seen a documentary about that though, and I'd like to see Louis Theroux dig deep on that one.
on
When did we find out that incest was a terrible idea?
What?
Beyond just
And it's just loads of interviews of people going,
what?
sorry, it is. Oh, God.
Oh, right.
Oh,
shit.
God.
God, Louis is just literally telling on himself.
I imagine
I thought it was okay.
pre like internet and stuff.
Oh, a long time. Wait, what?
The
Incest
incest
thing.
could have easily been passed off as this is like a sinful birth or something like that, or there's the devil in this particular child.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, like, noble family, going back to your dream of feudal society, which
back
we
to
are rapidly approaching.
Only for supermarkets.
Within noble classes, it was extremely common
Supermarket.
because of
Which ones?
keeping land and property and things like that within a family. You
Yeah.
know, especially when you have things like male, like primogeniture, where the male is the one that inherits the property. If you've got like a very wealthy only daughter, then you want to keep that within your family's purview. So you marry her off to a cousin. So it wasn't common. It was common within rich
But
people.
we are saying though,
Yeah.
through correlation, supermarket regional managers and stuff are likely to be products of incest.
Yeah.
That's where-
Yeah, that's that, and that's it.
That's
and that
where we
brings
were
it
going.
round-
Keep their
entire
roles.
time.
That's a lovely way to bring it back round to the supermarket.
If you're a regional
and
manager, check for incest.
check for incest.
Because you may be.
Were you
the
born into this
product.
role?
Yeah.
Does your dad and your mum look very
saying.
similar? If so, you may be an incest
Stab,
baby.
get a little bit of their blood.
If you found out you were an incest baby, would you tell people? Or would you keep it a secret because of the connotations? Because you'd become almost like a...
I don't think you'd want to tell people.
You wouldn't want to tell people.
No.
I think people would then kind of... There's a layer of judgment that you can't scrub off easily. But, and it's not your fault, of
It
course.
depends though.
poor
Like,
you,
if
like,
it's
not
like
your
brother
fault.
and sister, I think, like, if
That's-
it's like
that's hot,
if it's
right?
within the immediate family, I
Right.
think that's because like
I'm sure you would also be worried about what might be wrong with you through genetic defect. Like,
I think it would have manifested by
what
now,
is it
right?
in this scenario?
What are the
Who
things
is
that
it
go
that
wrong?
your parents are? Are they brother and sister?
Mine aren't brother and sister. What now? God,
You don't know that though.
I
But
hope they're not.
hypothetically, we say
Because
they are.
like basically like there's a lot
Yeah, yeah.
more like health impact
say
from
they're
having
brother and
direct relatives than cousins.
Yeah.
Like
Like in the animal kingdom, they all fuck each other. That's kind of fucked.
do you
They're
think that
brothers
we
and
should
sisters.
do that more? Do you think we should have big old animal orgies?
No, I don't think. Well, no, that's not. That's not where
There was
I'm
that
going.
place near where you used to live that you started.
I think it's just an age
The swingers
thing.
place?
Swingers
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, down there.
It's just an age thing.
It's just an age.
It becomes more animal orgy the older you get.
Oh, okay.
It gets more swingy as you get older.
More swingy. You talking about your balls?
That too.
Whoa.
But then it could be like the situation with that documentary about that doctor who just basically impregnated loads of women.
Oh,
who
God,
wanted
yeah.
fertility help, and then they were all just like, well, half brothers and half sisters are wandering around accidentally bumping into each other and fucking. They're like, hang on a second, we're related.
Whoops.
Shit. And some of them didn't even take the test because they were so worried. They're like, I don't even want to know.
A burying head.
Look,
I
everything's
bang my way around this whole
everything's
town.
fine. I don't want to be on that list.
4 times over, I am not getting checked.
Shit.
I am not getting checked.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell anyone.
You wouldn't tell people that you
No.
had incestual parents. But you would avoid doing that in
It's
future.
not the person's fault though, is
Not
it?
your fault. Of course, it's not their
kid's
fault.
Like,
But like if you tell people, it's either it's kind of going to be people would pay attention to you more. It's like if you said, "Well, I've got $1 billion in the bank," somebody's going to treat you differently, right?
I mean, the royal family are probably somewhat inbred. Let's be honest. Like again,
Yeah.
just
You've seen his fingers.
Definitely.
so like, it really is a matter of context in that like
That's
nobody
right.
gives a fuck. Like how this sort of several families maintained the aristocracy of Europe for like the last 1,000 years. Like France, Germany, Switzerland, like. The Russians, the English, they're all German. They all milled around and maintained their power and property within Europe through dynasties. And they're all inbred. But look at me, I got normal fingers.
I think so.
No sausage fingers here. No
I
sausage
only have
fingers.
webbed feet.
Well, that's good for swimming.
Great for swimming. You a C-type.
I'm a C-type. C-type human.
Well then.
So that's incest ticked off. We ticked off incest today.
We've covered all bases.
Supermarkets. Which is the most incestuous supermarket, I guess, is the real question.
Well, this is the thing. I reckon it's both ends. So you've got the really cheap ones and the really expensive ones. Because in
Yeah.
Waitrose, you're definitely
You
getting
wanna
some
keep
of the
that role,
inbred
don't you?
aristocracy. Like
Definitely.
but
then
you
you
can
got
tell.
Asda literally is part of the Walmart family.
Yeah, exactly.
Walmart,
I think
yeah.
they fuck out Asda's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
let's
know,
not
like-
exclude
like
America. Walmart, and what's the other one we went to? Trader Joe's,
Joe's.
and
Trader Joe's.
I don't know how many. Yeah, what are the main supermarkets in America? If
I
you
mean-
could name 3 main ones,
We don't
Walmart,
name
Kmart,
two.
is that one? Is that a different one?
Don't
No, wait,
know.
what's that?
Some of them do clothes. Target.
Target. Target's a big one.
We don't know this.
I don't know enough.
I think it's state based as well.
Yeah,
like
right,
not all of
okay.
them are
Like
But
national.
burger
Walmart's like
places.
the king of like, as in like that's the one everyone knows.
It's the most widespread, I imagine.
Right. Okay. Well, that's supermarkets covered.
Mm-hmm.
We did it globally as well, which is nice.
Thanks to our
7-Eleven.
Patreons, by the way. Thanks to the Patreons
thanks
of
to
Hat
patrons.
Films.
You know, you
this
help
is what
us
you
to
paid
go
for.
shopping.
How many of you are in
Literally paying for our shopping.
Yeah.
This
And
is what you get.
Where would Draco Malfoy shop?
Probably Waitrose.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Waitrose, he would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he
His
would
dad
shop at
owns
all.
the stores,
He'd get a house
yeah.
elf to go, and then they'd kick the shit out of it when he
Yeah.
gets home.
Oh, you dropped something on the way here. You fucking prick. Don't give him a sock. Stop
Don't-
giving him socks.
Oh wow!
I'd accidentally give him a
What?
sock.
Breaking news.
Oh.
Earlier this year, Walmart are no longer the owners of Asda.
Ah,
Some
okay.
billionaire British family bought it.
Lovely.
Ah,
So we're
billionaire
gonna see
British
Back
family.
under British control.
Big change.
Yes.
Good to know.
That's
there
good.
we go. Lovely.
All right, and yeah, if you want to send us a fingal or two, or some funny news, perhaps.
Yeah, why not?
Send
I think
it.
somebody did. We just missed time.
Yeah, but it's nice
Is that
to
a
read.
fart?
No,
I swear I heard. Or did you just go,
probably. I don't know.
You're
From-
worried. You're paranoid.
I'm
you
paranoid.
started farting. You're like,
Sorry, I'm
thinking,
trying to blame it on the
Are
dog.
there other people farting
It's
now?
the dog.
Other
There's a
people
dog
farting?
here, for sure.
It's the dog.
Send it to hatchat@hat-films.com and let us know if you are a product of incest
Oh yes. Let's just know.
and
How
whether
did
you're a
that
regional
go?
manager at a supermarket.
Do those two correlate?
We have some science to do here, and we'll tell you the results next week if you remember,
Mm-hmm.
which you likely won't.
As long as it's not too insensitive. If you are an incest baby, sorry.
Sorry.
It's not your
It's
fault.
not our fault either.
It's not their fault either.
No, it's not your
Well, it
fault.
is kind of our fault for perpetuating the charge.
Yeah. How many people? Do you reckon you know someone who's been?
Probably.
I mean, we grew up in Somerset.
Likely.
I mean, we probably are. Let's be honest. There's a good chance we
Yeah.
are.
Right. Okay.
Unknowingly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
don't look too far back in your history, and you'll be
I
all
wouldn't.
right.
No.
Wow, 5-6 generations, and we started to know each other. One generation.
Mine's just a straight line.
brother, sister, brother, sister, brother, sister.
Always inwards. Always inwards. Like a
What is this? My line looks weird.
Mine's just an infinity symbol.
Mine just
It's just a DNA.
Hang on a second.
So pure.
Brother, sister, brother. Well, I gotta give birth to your wife, son.
Soon. Keep getting boys. Anyway, thank you for listening. hopefully we'll see you next week. And until then, stay safe out there.
Indeed.
Hopefully the internet doesn't go down for 40 days. Lol.
That would suck.
Fingers crossed.
Enjoy this full tune by
Oh, it's by Talks in Code.
Thank you, Jamie. Bye.
Bye.